So guys, this US General Toolbox, bottom and top, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this thing, because short version of a long story is it's 5 foot to here. So just keep this in mind. Well, it's like 5 foot, and then if I come over here to the bottom of this cabinet where my old toolbox is 5 foot 2. So I don't know. I was debating about just switching the toolboxes out, but that's not going to be as simple. I would have to slide this the whole way up, and even if I slide it the whole way up, I can't get it in there with the lid on. And I don't think it's worth taking the lid off, personally. So, I'm kind of thinking could take this bench out. These bolt pins could go somewhere else. This was always just a good spot. Might end up happening is maybe one stay there and toolbox go here, but I don't like being surrounded in my chair. I haven't actually sat on this bench in, I would bet you, 10 years? 11 years? I just kind of left it here for it was a good place, and it's basically became a catch-all for my tractor pulling stuff. Have my helmet, there's a tube there, extension cord that actually needs to go in my truck. Some of my old Firestorm stuff. I still have the batteries and everything for those, so it's not like I want to junk these tools, but you know, heater, jump box that's fairly junk, and there's a set of truck mirrors there. As far as what's underneath the bench, I think there's just shingles. There's an old heater here, so yeah, I've been considering that. Sticking the toolbox here, that would kind of put it in front of the window, which I can't. I mean, you guys are looking like right where I would look all the time. It's not like I can really see out there. I mean, if I stretch up, I can. My thought always was I could see out back there, but obviously I can't now because there's no window out there. So, because otherwise, I don't really have a spot I could put a toolbox. Because I don't work over here at all anymore like I used to. All my wrenching gets done back here. Or right in this area. For the most part. I mean, there's some stuff that happens other places, but as you guys can see how tall that is. So I bet you with that on there, I bet you, that's probably 1.5 feet, so that puts it 6'6", roughly. And you can see how little room there is. I think that door is 7 foot, roughly. Because I think the ceiling is 8 foot right above us. So I would bet you that door is 7 foot. And I really don't want to take up any more shop space. I mean, yeah, could I shove that toolbox in that corner and be perfectly fine? Probably. But then I'm always in that corner. I don't know. Catch 92, I guess. Just kind of gonna have to think about that. My other thought was if I switch the top drawer part, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawer, plus the 3 little drawers on top. Would that gain me a lot more? I guess the other thing, it still wouldn't help me though, is take the wheels off of it. It's always something. Because the reason that cabinet's where it's at is because that's like the only good place for it too. Because I can't really move it over here because it won't lay flat against the wall. Yeah, that's my problem. I have a storage problem. And I have a collecting problem. I also have a buying habit. Yep, I admitted to it. So, yeah. I don't know. Because pretty much I've decided I am going to start selling stuff. I think I mentioned that in the 16G video. This is a whole separate segment, but there are 4 tractors going to get posted for sale if anybody's interested in them. You have to let me know, but there is a there's a the Pro 12 that doesn't have the snowblower or the steering brakes. I think I'm going to post for sale. It's a good running tractor. I like it, but let's face it, I have another Pro 12. I have way too much other stuff, so that can go. The latest 12G I got, I'm debating about selling that or debating about selling the other 12G, but one or the other will go. This 16G will go. And I know I have a buddy of mine that is interested in the old style Pro 8, so that'll probably end up going to him just because I want to get rid of it. And yeah, just you know, it's kind of time to clean up stuff. The 1424 will probably go, and I don't know. That's the stuff that can go easily, and it won't break my heart, sort of deal. I think a lot of people can understand that. I can let that stuff go, not think about it, not lose sleep, be happy with the money I get back out of them, and go from there. So I think that's what I'm going to work on here the next couple weeks, is just get stuff ready and make sure everything works at least as it should, or as I'm going to claim it should, and we'll go from there, guys. So anyhow, this is just going to be a little afterthought segment, I guess. I don't know. Toolbox thing end up being its own thing. So, later, guys. Alrighty, guys. Working on putting this toolbox over here, getting this spot cleaned up. It's actually all I've been working on tonight, and I think I've been out here about an hour and a half, roughly. I started with another idea over there and decided that wasn't going to really get me anywhere anyhow. So I've got most everything cleaned out of here except for the bench, and there's a whole stack of shingles in underneath there I'll have to move, but wait till I get the bench out of the road on top. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it once I get it out of there, but I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I don't know, might go outside because it's actually, that's treated plywood, I think, from what I remember. So yeah, but that's pretty much the update for tonight. The other thing I'm gonna have to do is, if I move this bolt bin here, if I move it over to here, it's gonna have to be up a little higher, I guess, which I could move this one up a little bit. And then I think what's going to happen is my shop press is going to slide the whole way in here, and then the other toolbox is going to be beside it, because I don't want to block my outlets right here. This is like the main outlets that are over here. So at least that's my 2 cents in thought right now. Yeah, because I just don't, like I said, I just don't have a whole lot of options here. I thought about putting the bottom, just the bottom part of this toolbox, it would fit in perfect, like right here. And I mean, that would be kind of nice because I'm always working here, but then I have to be bent over to get into the lower drawers, and let's face it, I really don't want to be doing that because I can only reach this drawer without bending over. So, and then I would still have this top. What am I going to do with that? So, that's my theory. Get rid of a bench, which is a catch-all, and maybe this one will end up a lot of parts, maybe, or something. Kind of what I'm thinking. That'll end up more tools, or stuff I don't use a whole lot, because I have a bunch of crap. Like there's pullers, there's air hammers, grinders, saws. It's actually a spare winch that's good. And I have air tools and clamps and stuff scattered all over the place, so maybe I get all my tools in one place. Because the way I actually have it set up now, All my welding and grinding stuff is up in this cabinet, and my taps and dies, along with, what else do I have over here? Oil filter and air filters, welding stuff, fuel pump parts. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. Drill bits and stuff. Hole saws, my hole saw sets, tap and die sets. A lot of my belts are in there, if I have belts. So, yeah. That's, at least the plan as of right now. Unless I change it, that's possible. I debated about putting these bolt bins out, I debated about putting them on the wall right here, because that's where I would probably use them the most. But, again, in all honesty, if I come out here and try and reach across, guess what? I can't reach the wall. And this bench is 3 foot from what I remember. Because when I did it, I figured 4 foot would be right out into the door. And from what I remember, this is right in line with the door. You guys can look at it. Does it look like it's about right in line? It's close. So this is only a 3 foot wide bench. It's not a full 4 foot. It's actually, I think the cutoff from here is actually right there. So, anyhow, it's getting late at night, so I'm gonna pack it in, call it a night, and that'll be tomorrow's adventure while it's raining. Alrighty guys, so here's what I got going on as of lunchtime today. I obviously got the bench and everything pulled out, which was all Phillips head bits, so I ended up, all the screws were stripped, so I had to end up cutting them, pulling them with a crowbar, but nonetheless, got that out of there. Filled in all the holes and fixed against the back wall here. May have been partly why it was so hard to heat the shop this winter. There was a big hole right about there where all the dirt had fallen out, and wind and cold air was getting in, so good to fix that. And I got everything leveled up the best I could here. I used some of the scraps left from when I had the bandsaw mill back there and leveled everything up, and got the shop press in here, and bolt bins are hung back up. Didn't block my outlets. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to. If I wanted this to work, I'd have to move the outlet down this far or move the cabinet up that far. So I did at least what I think is the next best thing. So I still have access to all the outlets, and I can look in here and do that. So that worked out. And I also, while it looks like it's blocked, I can still get to the, I don't know what you want to call them, but the keepers for the window. If I want to open it in the summertime, get some cross ventilation going in here, I can do that. So obviously the press is here. What I think I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to cut these off, because if not, I'll be tripping over them. If not, somebody else. I'll cut them so there's probably that much left, because in all honesty, you know, it's pretty sturdy. Half of what's moving is where it bolts on the bottom. And a shop press is not like you're going back and forth with it. You're just standing here pumping the handle. So that's my philosophy at the moment. And I still have some stuff here, like yeah, this is my uncle's chainsaw and the buzzsaw blade. Pretty sure that's an extra. I'm trying to remember where that guard came from. I know I have enough parts around here to put together another buzzsaw drive. And there's another chainsaw mounting head. Because I thought the adjuster was gone out of mine, but I'm just blind and didn't know where it was. So regardless, going to put that stuff back up. And this was the original hood off my uncle's Gravely, and there's some 40-inch commercial blades and a 30-inch blade there that I had hanging on the wall here, and they will probably go back up in a similar location and manner, maybe slightly relocated, because obviously there's more stuff here, but that's what I think I'm going to do. But this is a nice toolbox. Little bits and stuff in there. My buddy didn't totally clean it up. I was joking when I looked in the top there. I'm like, ooh, I made me $1. So I'll have to start cleaning up my mess here later. And like I said, a lot of my tools that I've scattered about will just go in there, like the cylinder head, the drills, and all that stuff, I think. And I have a lot of stuff in here too, because like I have Allen wrench sets, and that's all electrical stuff there, but there is like screwdriver sets and probably all kinds of stuff I forgot about. There's all kinds of wrench sets up there, power inverter up there, a whole bunch of cotter keys there. This is more electrical stuff. All my tire tubes are over here, carburetors, and then from there in the center switches over to Onan stuff over here, and a PTO clutch for a rider. And obviously all my paints are in here. Grease, looks like I'm getting down to, only got a couple tubes left, I think. 4 tubes? Yeah, 4 tubes might last me through the year. And I got one high pressure extreme duty one that I put in my backhoe and stuff in the boom. So that's like I said, my idea, just try and condense, organize, and consolidate my tools. Because pretty much like I got more electrical stuff down in here. I got 8-point sockets or square-headed sockets. I got some extractors. Oh, there's a serial number sticker for my Yanmar. Forgot that was in there. I did pick up a set of torch tip cleaners, feelers, gauges. You know, I just have multiple stuff in multiple drawers. Like for instance, see if I can shuffle you guys around here. I got like screwdrivers and 1/4-inch drive stuff in one drawer. All my ratchet wrenches. Oh, got the darn cord wrapped up in here. All my ratchet wrenches are in one drawer, metric and SAE. They're just kind of thrown in there. Oh, that's why the drawer won't shut. This has to be in here at an angle, or the angle has to be on a dangle, or it doesn't shut the whole way, like so. And I got like my drill bits and impact bits, and there's some tap stuff in here, my special tap stuff. This is for the mower deck drive, buzzsaw drive, that sort of thing. I think I got a right-handed one. Yeah, I have a right-handed one because there's right-hand and left-handed one. And like there's 1/2-inch and 3/8 drive stuff in here. This isn't actually too terrible. Some of you guys will look at this and go, "Oh my God, Steve, how do you work in here?" Well, everything over here is metric, deep well, and then I don't have a whole lot of bigger deep well stuff out here. I have some bigger things and extensions and whatnot. All my ratchets are normally laying on the bench. And I got adapters to about every size, shape, and color, impact, non-impact. So I can work out of there, because 98% of the time I only use like 12 sockets, and all the other ones lay in there 90% of the time until you need that special one. But regardless, I've babbled on here, and pretty much I'm gonna just kind of show you guys the mess I got going on here. Drill bits, and there's just a lot of like weird stuff. There's one of my ratchets laying there. C-clamp, alligator clips, drill, screwdriver, grinding wheels. Pretty sure that's a broken 3/8 ratchet back there. I was going through a phase of breaking all kinds of stuff. And out here I got a lot of the usual sockets and ratchets I use, along with some wrenches and stuff. And just stuff laying here. So got a whole thing of wrenches over there. But anyhow, just try and clean up and consolidate the mess. I have a feeling I won't have too much longer. It's warm out. One of my bosses did try and call me this morning. I was in the middle of something and I ignored it. So probably be going back to work here pretty soon. So try and get this done. Well, anyhow, I'll come back after this, but if not, later guys. Because this is the main, what it'll look like when it's done. Just 3 more tractors in here, and I'll have room again because the shop press was always sitting out in the middle of the aisle. What are you gonna do? Made it work while I could. Alrighty there, guys, so I think I got everything kind of sorta about where I want it. I'm sure I'll move stuff as it goes along, but everything seems like it's working out here pretty good. Like I got Allen's over here. Nothing in there yet. I don't think I put anything. Oh yeah, I did. The little screwdrivers I put in here. My one big one. Wrench sets. Screwdriver sets I had up there. All my chisels. And punches. Vice grips. And tin snips just seem like a good place. You know how that goes. And then I got my air quotes special tools. Don't ask me how C-clamps fit into that, but hone, piston ring compressor, the tool to put the rings on, I guess the spreader, snap ring pliers, my pullers, one of them impact, you hammer it with the Phillips bit and stuff drivers, ball joint tool, there's a file in here, compression tester, puller. And I made this my electrical drawer, because I had stuff all over the place. This was going to be my, how do I want to say this, kind of like my bins and stuff. There's actually a bunch more in the bottom of that toolbox. Might end up over here, I don't know. Then I got my welding stuff, welding wire. I didn't even realize I had this. The original the original roll that came with my welder new. Probably junk at this point. I've had that welder for at least 3 years. And I just kind of threw like the oil filter wrenches in here. All my brake line tools, tubing cutter. Because I actually use this stuff a lot for making oil lines. And I got some of my air tools. And I was finding stuff I even forgot I had. I forgot I had this this air ratchet, 3/8 air ratchet. Yep. One thing I should have maybe put all my drill stuff in a little bit bigger drawer, but got like my different bits. Set of bits, who knows where I got them. Over here you got drill bits, all kinds of drill bits, left-handed drill bits, hole saws, wire wheels, random drill bit that was in the box, another hole saw, and put the wire brush with the wire wheels. Made sense. Let's see, might have just ground the nubs off that box. And down here I put all my taps and dies. We got your metric, which I don't do a lot of metric stuff, but occasionally you run into something on the motors that are metric. And you got your regular taps and dies. And I think this was the tap I had to use on the 3910 for the crank bolt. I don't know if we got much else down here. Oh, PTO clutch tool. And I think this is it. Oh no, I put the stapler down there. So, pretty much, and that I cleaned up a lot of this stuff up here. The only thing I got taken out was the Allen wrenches. Screwdrivers with all the small ones gone. I put all the smaller ones up there, and it's such a cluttered mess. Sockets didn't change. Down here changed a lot though, because I had so much stuff in my pliers drawer that pretty much if it was pliers or special was in there, because it was the bigger drawer. Then I don't know if I have ever shown or anybody has ever seen in the bottom here, because this is all like parts and pieces I got. You guys can see dog gears, the plastic axle caps, there's a couple of them floating in there. I have a whole bunch of remote PTOs that have been fixed, some handlebar brackets, some shift levers, magneto couplers, 30-inch deck stuff. There's some rider stuff here in the corner, a spherical bearing for in the steering shafts, a plate for on a 50-inch deck I bought by accident one time. Hydro pump gear drive, axle caps, riders, walk behinds. There's even intake manifold there. All kinds of stuff. There's miscellaneous stuff, valves and everything in there too. This is like the kind of stuff I'm talking about, like these hitch pins. And these are, well, I guess these are hairpin cotter pins is what they call them. These are linch pins, keys, and I have like gaskets and some bearings out of something, some old rotary plow points. Probably still good, I don't even remember. Just more random stuff, a lot of battery cables and things I have down here. I think this is a rebuild kit for a starter. Magneto parts, Kohler high-low planetary stuff. I got some rad handlebar grips, points condenser stuff, head gasket set. I got some axle seals, starter chain, you know, whole pile of stuff. And then I think this was power tools. I have this is all 24 volt Firestorm stuff. I always kept them, that's what I started out with. And then down here is just planetary parts, oil filter setups, good hoses, some split hitches. It looks like there's a good bit here, but there's only, I think there's only 3 pairs and a roller rest. There's some mower shafts, and I think there's an 8 lead ring gear down in there. 2 pinion shafts, just weird stuff. Don't ask me why it's in there. It could all go in a bucket or basket, but for the most part I cleaned a lot of this up, and I still got a lot more cleaning to do. And I cleaned out like this cabinet, and the other cabinet's cleaned out a whole lot more, so stuff that doesn't actually get used all the time can migrate up into there. That's good stuff. All my woodworking stuff actually goes behind that door. But I think that's going to be the end of the saga. Oh, and I did cut the feet off of down here, so I'm not tripping over it all the time. Because generally speaking, you don't walk right up against the press mostly. But I haven't noticed it to be a problem. All my uncle's stuff is back there. Got the blades hung up. Actually, 2 sets there. So, like I said, guys, I think that's a wrap. I think I had the bolt bins mounted up here last time when I had the camera out. I think. I don't know. It's been about 3 hours ago. I've run the tractor, dealt with some phone calls, so I don't really remember what has happened. I think some of you guys can realize that, and just kind of continue cleaning some stuff up here. And I got a few more phone calls to make, so I'm going to knock it off, even though it's only about 4 o'clock. And go from there. The only thing that's not cleaned up is the pieces for the bench. I haven't quite decided. I may just cut some 2x4s and make this into a bench and put it somewhere. Because it wasn't a bad bench. The bottom just needs a back to it, because I had it designed to be on a wall. Just have to kind of like mount them at an angle, because that was the way I had it. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it on the Toolbox Saga. For me doing a lot of talking and showing stuff, I'm sure I have at least 25 minutes worth of footage. So yeah, it's going to be a wrap. Oh, and last thing, I did take and spin the light over this way, so shine some light into that toolbox. And I'm using the press, and there's still plenty of light over here on the bench. You guys can kind of tell where you get out of the LED there into the regular light bulb. I'll try not to shine it into your guys' eyes. Right there. So that's it, guys. Catch everybody in the next one. Maybe be back into using some tractors finally. It is March. It has warmed up a lot out here. I only have the wood stove, and the wood stove is not cooking by any means. It is lightly on, and it's nice and warm in here. It's about 70. So later, guys.